Early yesterday morning, Ian McGrail opened his door to 6 police officers, who took him to spend the next 12 hours in custody. He was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, conspiracy to obtain unauthorized access to computer material, and unlawful obtaining of personal data. His lawyer, Charles Gomez, today issued a statement in response to the alleged offences, his arrest and how it was handled, and the chronology of events leading up to this.
Mr McGrail is confident that it will soon be found that he has not committed the alleged offences and calls on the investigators to expedite the conclusion of their work so that it does not impact further on the inquiry's timetable. It is, however, regrettable that the investigators should have acted as they did yesterday.
Mr Gomez invited the public to visit the inquiry's website and look into the matters at its root.
Among those issues is the so-called Operation Delhi, which was a police operation investigating allegations of hacking and or sabotage of the National Security Centralized Intelligence System, and also alleged conspiracy to defraud.
Charles Gomez said the breach of data held by the then solicitors to the inquiry at Diaz and Levy was brought to the inquiry's attention by Mr McGrail himself. The inquiry, he said, then passed this on to the RGP.
Entirely separately, Mr McGrail retained some of his personal files. He was at the time extremely concerned that a criminal conspiracy was being covered up and that his position was at risk, and that there was a risk that the RGP data would be deleted. He later returned those files to the RGP and explained to the Commissioner why he retained them for a period, an explanation which he understood to have been accepted by the Commissioner. I'm referring, of course, to the Commissioner of Police, recently Mr. Alger.
Mr Gomez said Mr McGrail repeatedly suggested an external police force be instructed to investigate the breach and other matters of concern, some of which, the lawyer said, have also been reported in the press.
It was therefore a cause of relief and satisfaction to Mr McGrail that officers from the police service of Northern Ireland were delegated the task of investigating the inquiry data breach and other matters. It was, of course, noted that the principal investigator, Mr McVie, has a great deal of experience in terms of the suppression of terrorism in Northern Ireland. This added to the general satisfaction felt given the underlying aspects of Operation Delhi, which I have just referred to.
Charles Gomez said in February Mr McGrail met with Senior Investigating Officer John McVeigh and made himself available to assist in any way. However, he said Mr McGrail was not contacted since, until his arrest.
At 7:30 a.m. on the 23rd of March 2023, that's yesterday, a group of 6 police officers, led by Mr McVie, turned up at Mr McGrail's home armed with a search warrant. Mr McGrail was arrested before the warrant was executed. His personal belongings were searched and his IT and mobile devices were seized and taken away. These contain the legally privileged communications which Mr McGrail has had with his legal advisors and all the documentation that he was preparing in compliance with the inquiry's directions. We are hopeful that these will be returned to Mr McGrail during the course of today, but this has still not been confirmed. Mr McGrail is feeling hugely disappointed. He has 37 years of experience as a police officer in Gibraltar. It is his life's work, and having made himself available to the investigators, he finds it incomprehensible that he should have been the subject of a dawn raid yesterday.
As to the effect on the inquiry, Mr Gomez said the hope is that this will not be affected.
He is committed to the inquiry. He needs the inquiry to conclude its work in September, and I hope, we all hope, that there is no delay, any further delay in this. It is affecting his life. His entire life is on hold, and for the purposes of the public good.
Charles Gomez said Mr McGrail joins the Governor and the Police Commissioner in reassuring the public the RGP continues to function competently. This despite the grave challenges he said Richard Ulger highlighted in a message to staff recently, which Ian McGrail stressed have caused so much public disquiet.